So today we're privileged to hear from one of the world's leaders in global health issues and a professor at SMU. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Eric Bing.
President Turner, thank you. And to the SMU faculty, administration, students, family members, and to the greater SMU community, it is really quite a privilege to be here tonight as the honors convocation speaker to address students who are being inducted into SMU's honors societies and those remaining. My comments tonight, however, are primarily to you, the honors students. For like you, I too was sitting a seat like this as an honor student, as an undergraduate, surrounded by all these incredibly bright people. If you will, just look around. Look around at your peers. You can look around. Well, I don't know about you, but certainly when I looked around at my peers in the honors program, all I felt was incredibly inadequate. Which led me to really a thought and a question. And the thought was, I think somebody made a mistake. And the question was, I wonder how long it's going to take them to figure it out. And though I don't know all of you, I do know a few of you who are in my anthropology seminar in global and public health. And if those of you who I know are any representative of those of you who I don't know, I can tell you without a doubt that no mistakes have been made for you to be right here today. And so the real question is, how long will it take you to figure that out? To figure out the tremendous potential that you can have and the impacts that you have for global good. And so that's actually why I accepted this really generous offer to speak today, because my purpose is to enable leaders like you, to create impact for good. So as my students will attest, the way I teach is by asking lots and lots and lots and lots of questions. And part of the reason why I do that is because questions stimulate thoughts, and thoughts can stimulate actions, and actions create impact. So I've got a few questions for you today. For what purpose are you willing to sacrifice your life? Anybody? I'm not serious. Well, actually, I really am serious, because this actually is quite a serious question, because that's exactly what you're doing each and every time, each and every day, because our time on earth here is extremely limited. Time is the most valuable thing that you have. Every moment you spend is a moment that will never come back. Unlike money, that can come and go, and come and go, and go. Or even like looks. You may have sort of young, supple skin now, but one day you may have bags and sags. With a little nip and tuck, you can get back your suppleness. But time only goes. Each day you're literally sacrificing a part of your life. And for your sacrifice, I ask you, what value are you creating for yourself and for others? I ask you this question now because I did not ask myself this essential question till I was almost twice your age. I can remember it distinctly because it was the day my mother died. For you see, my mother was born into poverty and abandoned when she was just a few weeks old. She was raised by an old woman and became a domestic servant when she was 12. She eventually dropped out of school and became an unwed teenage mom. I was her 5th child. But despite her hardships, she knew that her life had purpose and meaning. It was purpose that allowed her to endure harsh rejection by others and turn it into acceptance of others. It was purpose that turned the abuse that she suffered into unconditional love. It was purpose that allowed her to have faith in following the road that she was traveling, despite the many roadblocks in her way. And it was purpose that helped her put all of her 5 children into college, many of us getting master's degrees and doctorates, despite the lack of her education. For you see, my mother's purpose was to see the gifts in others and help them realize their full potential. And in doing so, she knew she could realize her own. And by the time she died, she had. And that's when I began my own search for my purpose. Because purpose is something that you feel, you sense. It has meaning to you and it gives others value. It guides you, it pulls you, it writes you. It becomes your North Star. And like a North Star, it is the first thing you see when it begins to be dark. And if you go through life like most people, and you will, there will be lots of times when it will get dark. There will be many times when you will get lost. But if you know your purpose, if you know your North Star, you will always right yourself. And it was only when my mother died that I admitted to myself that which I always knew, that I was most fulfilled, that I found meaning and purpose, not when I was doing everything myself, but when I was helping others create social impact, helping them change the lives of others for good. When I helped them, I helped myself. And coming to this realization helped me get past the limiting beliefs that I had placed on myself. The same thoughts that I had when I was sitting in a room like this, in a chair like that, just like you, thinking that everybody else was gifted but me. My North Star began to shine light on the lies that I had been telling myself, that I was not good enough, that I was not smart enough. And when my North Star shined light on the truth, the lies that I began to tell myself began to run like roaches. Guided by my North Star, I was able to finally sit my butt in a seat and finish my PhD dissertation. Some of you have done that, I can hear. I had struggled to finish my PhD dissertation for 7 years. That's after a master's and an MD. But when I discovered my purpose, I finished it within months. Purpose will do that. I stopped trying to do things for myself by myself, and I started to try to do things with others for others. We built a team of people who had complementary skills. We focused on helping leaders improve the lives in poor nations. Though I led the team, it was a team with each person playing a critical role. In those days, we wrote proposal after proposal, creating new collaborations. And within 18 months of us starting this, we had over $3 million in research grants. And over the course of a decade, it grew 40-fold. Purpose will do that. The first country we worked in was Angola. The country was in the midst of a civil war when we started. They spoke no English, and I spoke not a lick of Portuguese. And I was working with the government that the U.S. had fought against and lost. But united by purpose, we put aside meaningless differences. And today, 14 years after it started, the program is still going strong and saving lives. And my staff is still there. Purpose will do that. It also took me to Rwanda, where years after the genocide, I began working with health leaders to build systems to conquer HIV and mental health problems. Even though I've been gone for many years now, that program too is going strong. And just last week, and as reported in today's Daily Campus, the Rwandan Minister of Health a friend of mine tweeted an SMU student inviting him to come to Rwanda to help. Purpose will do that. And purpose brought me here to Dallas, to the Bush Institute initially, to help a former American president and first lady to create impact in global health. Though they are Republican and I am very much a Democrat, we are not limited by political party. We're united by a belief that all life is precious, and we are united in purpose. And it also brought me here to SMU in front of you today. You see, purpose will do that. But purpose is not enough. Purpose is best achieved when we use our gifts. Your gifts and skills and abilities that you were born with or have acquired through study and practice. For example, some of you have the gift of being able to intensely focus. I've seen you. I've watched you. You filter out superfluous details, focusing on the written word, and use your time efficiently. Others of you have been gifted with the inability to focus. I've watched you too. This too, however, is a gift, for it allows you to remain flexible and open and creative. It allows you to see synergies between seemingly disparate facts. Because of your gift, your inability to focus, you read between the lines. And this education that you're receiving here at SMU is also a gift. It is helping you see the world in a different way, to hone your craft and your skills. And once again, I ask you to look around to your peers. Like, really look around. Because what you will see, they too are gifts. Gifts that have been given to you to help guide and support you. They are gifts that have different skills, different abilities, different relationships. They've been given to you. Use them. They are here to help you, and you are here to help them find your way. And so my final question to you is, what are your gifts? Find them. Use them. One of the best gifts that I have been given is becoming a part of the SMU community, where we have an administration that is focused, faculty that are hardworking, and passionate students like you. SMU truly is a place where world changers are shaped. And if anything that I do or say can help you achieve your purpose, I too have achieved mine. And like my mother, I will leave this place in peace. All that I request of you today and in the lifetime of tomorrows ahead is for you to find your North Star. Don't delay. Let it guide you, and as it guides you, it will illuminate the path for others. Find it and let it shine. Thank you.